I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. We are starting early this evening for the purpose of the tax rate hearing. Do we have to do a roll call? Okay, no? All right. So the first item then is to approve the tax rate hearing agenda. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. And Mr. Cruz got on the board. Any questions? Okay. We can just raise our hands for this one. We're not an exec. So all in favor of approving this hearing agenda, raise your hand. Okay, very good.
Dr. Afro, can you start this up so we can put it in?
Have it displayed. So is,
They weren't thinking to give it a second.
okay, Kelly's gonna.
Yes.
Okay, so Mrs. Ginge is going to give us a short presentation, I believe.
Do we wait till it's up there?
No, just go ahead.
No. Well, some pretty good news with our assessment, with our assessed valuation this year. Our assessed valuation did go up finally. We've been kind of, personal property has been pulling us down a little bit because people haven't been buying anything new, so we don't have new assessments there. That has finally started to climb. I think with the real estate sales, we've also seen some growth in the residential in the assessed valuation, so that was helpful for us. Our total assessed valuation for our taxing authority is $255,042,830. We have right under $1 million of new construction, so some of that is attributed to new construction. When I go to fill out the tax forms that we get from the state auditor, they give us our starting points just like any other tax forms that you would fill out. But the state auditor's office gives us a starting point from what our tax rate ceiling was last year. We go through, we put in our assessed valuations for the different classes of property, and it basically gives us what our new tax rate ceiling is. So it's not super hard to fill out. Once I get those filled out, I send it back to the state auditor, they check it. So we are able to levy, let's see, 3.7451 for operating funds. We had a lot of discussion, and in the preliminary budget, we wanted to put 10 cents in our capital fund so that we can fund some capital projects, and we get some revenue in that fund. So we're actually going to levy 3.6451 in our general fund. Debt service, we put numbers in there for what our payments are for debt for the upcoming year and for the next year, because we can have 1 year's reserve in there. We are able to levy much higher than what we need to, so we're going to roll back that, or I would suggest that we roll that back to 0.9493 cents, and that's what our levy has been for many years now, and that fulfills what we need to pay our obligations for the year. Then, like I said, in capital projects fund, we're going to levy 10 cents in there, and that's sufficient to meet what we have planned to spend this year. So the overhead kind of shows a breakdown of that and the estimated revenues for each of those categories. And I mean, beyond that, the good news is it came in a little higher than what I budgeted. Even when I look at my budget, I have a collection rate of 92.5%, so it still came in a little higher, and that's good. Any questions? Anything you want?
No, each year, I want to bring this up. People ask, why are you rolling back in your debt service? And when we talk about that, so we can educate the public, that 21 cents is a savings to the taxpayer. But by collecting, if we were to levy that entire $1.16, you're going to have to pay off your bonds faster, which not necessarily is good when you go to figure your Standards & Poor's rating. And if you paid it off too fast, you can't keep up with the needs of the district if you need to pass a no tax levy bond issue. So it's good that we can continue to keep it solid for the taxpayers. Some folks say, well, keep it higher and pay and do other things with it. Well, you can't. You can't take anything out of debt service. It's against the law. So even if you were to take that .21, you couldn't do anything with it other than pay off your debt.
And we really want to keep that levy more level for our taxpayers, not to collect a lot in debt service one year and then not be able to the next year. It doesn't keep it consistent, so it's a little harder on our taxpayers. Easier if we keep it this way.
Okay. We had no visitors signed up to ask questions or scheduled, so we have this time to wait and see if anybody else decides they have questions or if something should occur between now and 7. I guess you will be free to move around the country until we adjourn, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I need a motion to adjourn, but not until 7. Right? You're not going to adjourn until 7?
Right. In fact, you just leave the floor open, is what
Okay.
you can do. Just leave the floor open, and then we'll close it at 7 o'clock,
Okay.
or 6:59.
That was good. Okay. So enjoy this 20-minute break.
Thank you.
Consider it like that.
Beach.
Now I've started mine. This is week 2. Yes, I'm doing. But it's I know, I was nervous, but I guess because by the time she was back, I was sitting along, she she's doing the lesson plan. I won't. But it's nice to sit there and spend much time.
It's something.
I'm gonna go to A right now.
Also, what happened? How many shots? Yeah, so I'm not sure this year, but we've been doing It's no different than I guess they would do the one thing. But if they're not like that, break it down. You know, I mean, so, but I mean, so I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing different. Like, I'm just doing it how I was told. You know, I don't know how to make it. Mine so last year was 5, and then I just feel it at first. This year was so I think
So they're bringing up all these other things.
just so I don't forget.
Well, that's why I keep her happy. She's like, thank you.
They were once they effectively implemented to their
No, I know.
I don't think it's actually this year, but I've got they did 37.
So, we need to run through all of them, bring it up to the
I guess the good thing is so 500 scripts, 93% of that is so now it's they can take it down and prescription filling, transition, every
playing the game.
That's so higher up, so that's all done at corporate.
Oh, we don't have to. He said 5 years Saturday was fine.
About double the volume I had. About double the volume I had.
Drain holes in the bottom wall. Drain out.
That's it.
Or an older husband.
I can't wait to see whether I like this
I should kill me.
I do.
Locally or what?
I live here in the I just push a branch. And I said, I'm close to my
Restoration card.
yes. I just and you know, blink out. I went back and changed.
They won't underneath from the, it would be all known.
If you want to watch this,
We just got into the company, they supply everything for local companies. It's nuts.
I just like that.
It's like 500 It's just amazing how this stuff is just kind of falling out.
Like you need like kind of but I think I just like how like and I mean it was ugly, it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. That actually means like and then over there, small farms and stuff. There's a few farms here and there. How did I learn? I mean, the draw is there. Yeah, you know, back then, you see it at night, I see free to go to the that's what they do.
I got seriously. I got file from.
Just get a picture where you run to come visit.
I know, right? We're so busy down there. I just, you know, when I have all my work, I've been caught up with it. They're like, you know, no bananas, we got our vacations. My vacation time is spent here, but I love money. And
How you doing?
And I'm looking outside.
it's just so cool. It's, you know, it's not really anything. You know, it's just that's fun. Makes you smile.
Makes you get excited thinking about it, don't it?
Exactly.
Put it on there now.
That might be worth something like that.
Where the learning center is?
Okay, that was my, I didn't want to accept those.
Concussion.
Yeah. I would love to.
We need to come back together to adjourn the tax hearing. So I need a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson, and second, Mr. Lewis. And if there are no more questions or concerns, we will vote to adjourn. All in favor? Raise your hand. Alrighty, very good.